Good morning, my Sierra Leonean friends and family. This is your boy, Reggie Cole. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for today. Happy Easter to everyone. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in the story. I believe in the house of Abraham, the sons, Isaac and Ishmael, today, the heads of Christianity and Islam. I respect everybody's religion, but I believe in mine. And as I said yesterday or the day before, Jesus not a wit man. Again, it's all part of the branding of the West. What they use to nullify or even dull the senses of other people. Blackmail, Black Wednesday, black market, everything that's bad is black, and everything that's good is white. That's absolute crap. I so thank God for the ability to be able to think for myself. I think it's one of the greatest gifts, pardon the pun, that God has extended us. So as Jesus died for us on the cross and woke up this morning, it tells us that he defeated death, which is what human beings can't do. But what we can do, though, we can use his blood that is shed for us as a protection over our lives and over our situation. Now, because of that belief, that I think nobody is better than us, and we are no better than anybody. But I also want to point out that in first instruction, we give we say never go have a dominion, we ignored it. I think we were more focused on the five loaves and the bread. Say we black man, we like parties, we like celebration. I think that when we focus, we miss the first homework way God gave, go have dominion. We did a situation, even when you day out in the West, you would listen to me so. You did a situation where you're constantly being dominated. You dominated in the West, you dominated at home. Now, when I say these things, I speak on the observation we don't make about all of life to this stage. As I say, 95% of Sierra Leoneans will never take home. When I mean take home, after a non-deducted tax. For example, I know roughly that £100,000 a year is £8,333.33, and you take home 5 grand. Small money. But 95% of Sierra Leoneans will never, ever take home more than £3,000. So, what will they learn from all this? It means that you left Salon, you come now the first world to come better yourself. In fact, the majority of people, if you really ask them, they're not in camp for stay. I think the war is what changed many people's plans. They're not in camp for stay. They're in camp for come, get education, and go to salon. But then the question now remains: what salon would you go back to? Are there about either Fatima, Savage, or Martha Selu? One of them that articulate. I think that Fatima about I get money, I want to go home, but home is not ready for me. And this idea, when I can ask somebody, well, you can't do it. No, it doesn't work that way. Not to say they will. Now, Jesus will not talk about Sue. We all not a Jesus. Anyway, good morning. It's your boy Reggie. Happy Easter. Today I want to talk about a resurrection for our economy and economic apartheid. The reason why this name came, the apartheid, last night I did a black in the park where more nonsense was being spewed about if you support democracy, why you not call democracy a scam, but you call privatization a scam. That's just the basic nursery thinking, man. But anyway, so I'm in the watch, just passively. I'm in the watch. Um, Paul Simon and the Graceland people, Lady Mambo, something like that. And it made me kind of understand the human being a little bit. Because here was Paul Simon, innocently, the try for help expose these South African singers. Bringing them kind of New York, everything. You know something? Some South Africans, they were all up in arms about it. The ANC accused Paul Simon of using them. Why didn't he tell us you were coming to South Africa? This man they try for give una struggle a platform one can only dream about. And there you are arguing with him. Say in the documentary, Oprah Winfrey was there. And I say, in fact, they pay too much attention to South Africa. Listen, he said, but when Graceland album was released, now I begin to take a deep uh, um, interest in South Africa to the point where you don't do it, you do in South Africa. I believe you get schools there and whatever. So people like us, we're used to this when we come out with things for open the eyes of people that we emotionally and mentally blind to what you're trying to teach. We're used to these attacks and whatever. It's nothing to us. We knows how we stand. So, but today, as we celebrate the resurrection, it's a symbol of life, hope, and new beginnings. I hope, say, this April, we're in 7 days' time. Today's the 20th of April, 2025, 7 days' time, that we go allow some room for the resurrection. The resurrection we need today in our lives as Sierra Leoneans, it's not just spiritual, it's economic. Truth over lies that have been peddled, economic lies, production over consumption, and freedom over slavery. Because I put it to you that you are existing both in the diaspora and at home in what I call the economic apartheid. It's not an accident, it's a design. Now, a system where the wealth is siphoned upward. I had a gentleman this morning to talk about how these flag bearers, when they come up for APC, na ABK, they finance them. Not know how to do this, but to the point that I got, is say them is a known person in the APC. He say now people in the diaspora and they send money for them to do transportation, food, pay their rent. So if 95% of them people in the diaspora they make less than £3,000, now then people and them in the fuel money to destructive politicians. You see now, so now double whammy. You take your money you work hard for and you sponsoring these people. But they do the things that they do, they make it impossible for you to go live there. You say, waiting this man to talk. Well, say, for example, opportunities in Sierra Leone, now behind closed doors. You get for know this, you get for know this. You can't do it on merit. That kind of level of thinking don't put not just Sierra Leone, but most of Africa in a permanent state of dependence. So they make it impossible for you for go, but it's your money that's fueling those campaigns. Make no mistake. Not facing a big money, now they make the difference. It helps. But politicians rely on the small money. Now make Barack Obama in 2008, well, 2007, when the campaign really started, it washed the floor even with John McCain financially. Why? Because he tapped into the $1, the $5. And that's what then salon politicians they do. Because it's easy for them to give them $10, $100 than for give them 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000. So they know that. So then they use your money for keep you in a state where you will sit there so perpetually and then run saloon like the chaos that they do. So you have to think. Let me start this conversation. Say, thank God that, as human beings, we get the ability to think, but some of us don't stop and think. There's a reason just stop and think. What we don't do for 64 years, has it worked? Answer out loud. No. No. What in the West ancestors do since the late 70s, early 80s, has it worked? No. So let me ask you a question. As a thinking organ, why would you want to keep doing it? The private sector in job is one where you for able for raise yourself up from your own bootstraps. I've done it. I know what I'm talking about. My first business of note, that's £23,000 capital. I take turn to 5 million. Second business of note, now 100,000, I take turn into 120. Private sector should empower people. You can start your own chain of restaurants. You can start your own cleaning business. My cleaner, Claudia. I met Claudia when we get one picky when I'm in 6 months old, Olivia. By the 9th year, Claudia worked for me for 9 years. She started cleaning. It began for clean just me 2 up, 2 down first. By the time we end, I think they clean about 5 or 6 different places for me every week. And some of the tapes they listen to, and the little talk they talk. Claudia and her husband, now Romanian, they became multimillionaires. In fact, towards the end, and the missus gets a difference of opinion, I had to let her go. Towards the end, that mean no more Claudia I'm in the clean for. Because it may not get an army of people where they do in job. So you don't get for go night bridge anymore, whatever. Now, you know what I mean get? Because you get 5 or 6 different places there so you go clean. So I understand what's in private sector can do for your life. I understand what free enterprise can do for your life. Now, me, they want to go to this country, now this UK, with free enterprise sticker. I know how free enterprise works. But you will can argue with me, you don't seem to understand the difference between the private sector and privatization of public assets. You're missing the conversation. You've been asked time and again, bring your case, not snide remarks. That's weak. Like how me they make me case so. You say you want to be politician, this is what would be expected of you, not for just Allah na parliament. What is your case? You have none. Privatization is a weapon of choice where they create what I call the economic apartheid. Public assets, when are the people their inheritance, then they thief them and give them to them friends in the name of efficiency. Take a look, British Telecom, British Gas. Yeah? All these companies, without a profit, a handful of billionaires, it's the easiest job in the world. Because when you put water inside it, you don't have a choice about whether you pay for your water. You just have to pay. No choice. So they call them natural monopolies. Those things should never, ever Privatized. Who didn't they suffer? You. You, the workers, the families, the nations. The process is always the same. Okay, the process is always the same. First, then take the government and they take funding from that particular entity, and then they frustrate the process. Then get you for belief say now unless a James can replace the railway, now you no more go work. As a gentleman supplied me a list of names the other day of how one gentleman already listened to me when I'm in America, I'm in the boy don't go salon now. He said, Reggie, all which they talk. He said, like you all the names here. This is exactly what happened in Sierra Leone. Shaka Stevens frustrated all those public assets and gave chosen people the responsibility to do that so that they and the chosen people could become very, very wealthy. Of course, A. James name indeed on the list, but I will take a look again for the other names. But I need to just print off or send them to some other things so I could see them and read them out. We have to wake up, people. Do not believe the lie that this privatization is good for you. It's not. Britain stripped themselves of their own national assets. Today, how do you think Britain got to listen? I don't know. Listen to me carefully. How do you think Britain got itself? You ought to be. You really ought to be panicking right now. Can you imagine a situation where every dollar, every pound that you earn has already earmarked to go to somebody where you owe? Let that sink in for a minute. Every dollar where you, every pound, I keep talking about dollars, every pound where you earn. So imagine this: you go work. Let's say they pay you every Friday. I'll just give an example. Then pay you $100 Friday. Think about which at the time for tell you. Just take a time. $100 or £100. Oh Lord. And as soon as you left the work, so you go give Mr. Smith the £100. How are you going to live? How are you going to program yourself for growth? How are you going to provide for your family? Now, amplify that to a country. Britain now, because of these three key words that I keep talking to you guys about, because they exported production to Asia. When I see one clip I sent the other day, yesterday, with China, they make mockery of them now. Yes? When I see, say, the Chinese manufacturers and non-Canada, they talk, say, that Louis Vuitton bag where they pay $2,000 and $2,500 for, now 40 pumpkin costs. And then they, as Bolson says, Shahid Bolson, it can damage the economic model. That's not other trouble than the way they stew. Because right now, some people are going to be buying direct from China. As a matter of fact, I just thought the other day, I see, I give, not mind, I give person a business idea if you want. I see DFS, the furniture store, they advertised the other day. Now I remember when we just get Kingswood, we had to buy furniture. I remember say £1 the furniture them or two safe take months to come. Now me mind now the thing say, well, okay, oh, wait. Where this all here don't come. Not to say we know me not know, but now they don't hold the mirror to face about what actually happens in the markup. So rather than pay £3,000 for a recliner, but if you buy a recliner now and at the same time they take, because the same time when you take now I take, I could just buy it in China for 400 quid. Let they ship it to me. If that, maybe it's £100. So that they can cause, like Shahid Bolson say, this revelation en masse go don't awaken people that we go say, in fact, before they do counterfeits, let's just buy the same bag without the logo. At the end of the day, now the quality of the bag you want. So these are problems. Then ship production overseas, thereby violating, which I don't talk about. So how this go benefit Saloon? In the $100 billion plan we may talk about, production plays an active role. Because any society will give up production, eventually will get caught up outside the West Sea also today. Yeah, you come up with all kinds of crazy ideas, tariffs. Then the tariffs don't come down, it all reveal the intellectual property of a whole industry. I wonder how the likes of the Louis Vuitton, Versace people are going to feel right now, because if not me, and that was my business, and you reveal it, now like me and cars. If me tell you how much me they buy them, then I don't have a business. You understand me? Can you imagine you go inside a restaurant now for go eat? Let's say sea bass this Sunday, Easter Sunday. You go say sea bass. I want sea bass. Okay, now £30. But then you get one careless waiter we can say £30 for one sea bass. Hey, expensive. Oh. You know how much you divide sea bass here? The whole box sign at £30. Well, even if you get all kind of money, you go think twice for go back to that place. You go say, but no. If you buy the whole box £30, then you sell one £30. If I'm not a one seven, now the fillet of sea bass, now you sell one £30. No, boo, me not the guy again. Because you don't expose somebody in intellectual property, and that's what's going to happen. And I'm going to watch the fallout from this as we move on. The next one, where they use the damage the family structure, we don't talk about that. They use as a, maybe you can relate to it at the top. All right. And then the big one of them all is the privatization of their national assets. So Britain became a nation of consumers instead of producers. Debtors. Most of Britain right now, 80% of their wages are debt they pay, including either rent or mortgage. Okay, so we get that. But then the rest, car note, this, that, blah, 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 subscription, it's all debt. Okay, renters, well, that I don't need to tell you. 40, 50-year-olds and then those who didn't grow up as a child, they're renters today. In an economy where me buy a home when I was 18, then are renters today. How can that be progress? Then we go back to the numbers. The one on one. £1 earned in Britain today goes to pay interest. Not to me say, Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, said it. 100% of our GDP today in the UK pays 100% of the interest that they owe. That is no economic model. How did you get here? You got here because you privatized public assets. Those guys showed you their true colors. That's predatory capitalist for you. They don't play by the games, by the rules. If they did, Elon Musk not going to parade in Tesla electric car. They tell you how good for the ozone, but then one picking and then a Congo with a 8p a day, then they pay them, because you will have the emotional intelligence and the compassion enough to go say no. Law set up some help for them people. As in, no, I don't care. That's predatory capitalism. That's not capitalism. Okay, that's rape. It's like, predatory capitalism for me, in my own estimation, it's like the difference between making love and raping. You're still having sex, but one you're just doing it violently. That's predatory capitalism. So how do we get ourselves to this 100 billion? First of all, that flag bearer. So first of, listen, I don't want to hear from any of you. Stop calling or texting or having your students contact me. Not interested. But I'm not interested on principle. We had an election in 2023. We not get the result. Rather than spend energy trying to be flag bearer, you should be spending your energy going with the rest of us to say we need these results. So you lack integrity straight away by trying to vie for a position that does not yield results. How does that make sense to you? Well, I'm glad they argue with me this morning. I copy something where somebody posts an APC group, I copy and share. First of all, they can't tell me say the English not right proper, me not to me right as even if I write, not to school with it. Then second, they can't tell me say now hogwash or whatever. Hogwash. Now I tell and say, so tell you they suffer from Stevie Wonder politics. You're too blind. There was an election that happened, and it would require a result. As simple as that. Notice I not say it requires Samuel Kamara for going na status. It requires a result. That's all I know. Okay. But every day I look at this thing, Sierra Leone, I give you hope. I give you hope. The business plan that I've got and the method, the pathway to it is so possible, it's unbelievable. For let's say Alien gets to 100 billion, what would that look? What would that look like for you? How that go look for you? You get a position where people can get self dignity. You get a position where we would have handled corruption by the digitizing of the economy and the stringent rules and punishment where if they catch you corrupt, where you will suffer, and the inclusion of foreign experts in at the top of the anti-corruption commission, not Sierra Leoneans. One way they're not any other language, pass probably English. If you're not taking Vietnamese or people from Singapore, what would that go look like? $100 billion economy. You will have hospitals that work. You'll have schools that teach. You'll have roads that are fit for purpose. You'll have food security. You'll have control of your assets. You'll be in a position like Botswana, who only have one major asset, diamonds, and they only have 50% of the revenue, but yet they're able to pay Pekin for go school. You the one the way they work safe when they pay there. Can you understand why this is a non-argument? Anyway, we must be in a position. You cannot be parading with Chari. Ah, this Chari, look what Chari don't do. I wish you could get president like Chari. Well, Chari tell you what he do. He said from day one, I refuse IMF loans. Day two, I take over my resources. How much clue do you want? How much clue do you want? But here we are in a country where we get politicians that will not care about Una. They're selfish, visionless, backboneless people. They're munkus. They'd rather live in a house where blackouts day. They'd rather live in a house with a toilet that won't flush, but then go tifuna. These are the people. These are the people that you put forward as your flag bearers and so on. Finally, I just want to tell Nasi Fatima Sise in Slam tickets, una buy 'em, una attend the event, una support one of the organizations. We the attempt to do the right thing on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone. So what we must do, we must claim strategic ownership, public ownership of strategic sectors. Build a new culture of production. Lord, begin make things. Somebody sent me this morning to Tapak and all this kind of thing. Yes, let's go back to those days. We start to make things. Now we start to educate with people. We're picking them from nursery. With the 3 languages, financial literacy, ownership. Teach them ownership. Teach them what in the country has. So by them knowing the value of their country, they will treat their country differently. We want to end the IMF debt trap. It's a death trap. And demand leaders, we know the country say in Timini, in Amende, in Komoya, waiting at economic policy to better the lives of the people. That's what it means. That's what you should be asking. Not so, now we all Komoya, now how it don't help now for 64 years. So let's build companies there, not just campaigns. Let's build industries, not just slogans. Let's build wealth for many, not the few. Let's expand the middle class. Let us rise and rise again until economic apartheid is buried and freedom and true economic freedom is born, which will be laced with unity and justice for all. Happy Easter to you. God bless you. This has been your boy, Reggie Cole, the Master Dream Builder. Have fun. Take care. God bless.